Hello, good morning. I am thinking about caffeine and how I'm not on it anymore. I'm wondering how many of you drink coffee or tea, because full disclosure, I'm not a coffee drinker. I've been drinking tea probably since my early 20s, and I got super into it in my early 30s when I went to holistic health school, and I started learning about all the different types of herbal tea. But anyways, this past 10 days, I've been off caffeine entirely, and it's a trip. And I've done this before, and I wonder if any of you have done this, because the first 7 days were really uncomfortable. And I just kind of felt like I was dragging ass. I just couldn't get that energy that I was looking for. And the good news is, I knew it was going to happen, so it wasn't quite as bad, because I put one of my clients through it almost 14 years ago. She had a thyroid disorder called Hashimoto's. And we decided to get her off of caffeine and see what would happen. And she had 7 days of headaches, which is very normal. And after that, it was so amazing what happened. The stress in her life started to decrease. She had a really stressful living situation where, a friend of her husband's was like living in the living room indefinitely. And so I can't even imagine what kind of stress that puts on the family, and just having your life like a little out of balance. But that was just one of the many things going on. And so on top of that, you take away someone's caffeine, and it's like, whoa. 1 week of being super uncomfortable. Well, I knew that was going to happen. It was what happened. Fortunately, with tea, there's not quite as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, but I was drinking several cups of yerba mate because it's so delicious. But also, I'm really sensitive to caffeine. And I'm one of those people. Not everybody is, by the way. Different individuals will metabolize caffeine differently. So in some individuals, they have no effect at all. They could have what is that crazy energy drink, C4, something like that, and then they can go right to sleep like it's no problem. Or they could have a double espresso and then fall right asleep like a baby. And I'm like, no, that's not me. If I have caffeine past noon, my sleep that night is going to be affected. Anyways, all of this to say that after about 7 days of being completely off caffeine, no caffeinated teas whatsoever, God, I started to feel less stressed. And honestly, I started to feel less stressed even before that, almost immediately. Even though I had mild headaches and I had less energy, I felt less stressed, because caffeine heightens the sympathetic nervous system. So it gets our heart rate increased, which makes us breathe heavier, possibly makes us sweat more because our circulation is flowing. And for me, I didn't realize how much it was affecting my stress levels. And I thought, in one of my previous conversations with you, I'm like, God, I have a lot of stress. I'm not going to sit down and just meditate every day, but I can practice being more mindful. But the truth is, I need even more help than that. And so I'm trying this out, and I like it. I'm going to stick with it. No more caffeinated tea, no coffee. I know some of you are like, Kat, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not doing that. And that's fine. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. So if you ever get to this point in your life where you're like, maybe I could just try that for like just 2 weeks. Like, you could even set a time limit on it, just to kind of explore what kind of natural energy you're working with. Wouldn't it be interesting? See, I'm like a human guinea pig. I like to experiment on myself. And so this has been really interesting to see the different stages of caffeine withdrawal that I've gone through, and then ultimately just kind of operating on pure energy. It's fun, and I would love to have some people join me and share their experiences. So I'll leave it there, and I hope you have a beautiful day, whether you had your cup of coffee today or not, or tea. Mwah! Bye.